Hi, thank you for clicking on the link to this video tutorial. My name is Erin Albrecht. I am the Data and Evaluation Manager for the Incredible Years at Invest in Kids, and I am the person who processes the data that you submit in Apricot about yourself and about the students that you provide Dinosaur School to. So the purpose of this short tutorial is just to show you how to successfully log into Apricot and how to successfully complete and submit your forms, or your pretest, I should say, in Apricot. So to get started, you're going to want to go to this website, put it into your browser. The browsers that you're going to want to be sure you're using are Google Chrome or Firefox. Apricot has known issues with Internet Explorer and Safari, so please be sure you're using Google Chrome or Firefox when you go to log into Apricot. And your email address is going to be the username. And in some cases, you may be working with a team of teachers and another teacher in your classroom who's previously been trained and coached in Dinosaur School. It is his or her or their email address that you'll be using as the username. So just be sure you're checking with your co-teachers to see who has the email address that serves as the username for your class. You'll use that to log in. So I'm just going to enter my username and my password real quick. Log in, and now I'm in. So this is what the homepage for Apricot looks like. You can see the welcome, and it just gives you a little bit of information. If you scroll down further, there's some more information. You see two boxes. One says student pretest completed, and the other says teacher pretest completed. So I'm going to show you what links to follow to complete your student and teacher pretests, but just know that as you complete them, lists will populate here so that you can keep track of what pretests you've successfully submitted already. So I'm going to scroll back up. As you can see here, the pretest window for all Dinosaur School teachers goes from Monday, October 12th, all the way until midnight on Monday, November 16th. You can see here we do have, as always, our data completion incentive. So if you submitted all the pretests for your classroom by that November 16th at midnight deadline, you will be entered into a raffle for a $25 gift card. And 4 different winners will be chosen as part of that incentive program. And I will be making an email announcement after the pretest deadline as to whether or not you have been awarded that incentive. So scrolling down, you can see there's 2 links. Click here to complete a teacher pretest. Click here to complete a student pretest. So I'm going to start with the teacher pretest. So I'm going to click here, which is the link. As you can see, there's some information here about how this information will be used. If you ever have any specific questions about why we collect teacher pretest or student pretest data, there is a link to our classroom data use and privacy policy statement right here that you can just click on, and it'll take you directly to that document should you have any questions. You can also always email me. Again, my name is Erin Albrecht. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have about what we do with the information that you provide. But if we keep going, you can see now there's some fields for you to fill out. So the classroom ID will be the name for the lead teacher in your classroom, and perhaps that's you. So that should appear right there. We do ask for your name as well in case it differs from the person who has the classroom ID or username for the Apricot account. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out so you can see what it looks like. You're going to select the school that you teach at from the drop-down menu. We ask for the names of educational staff who are supporting Dinosaur School in your classroom. So I'm just going to mention my co-teacher, and then there's some standard demographic questions. And you can, instead of having to search for it and manually adjust the date, you can just write in the date field here, which is a lot easier in my personal opinion. So I'm just going to go through. answer these pretty quickly here. These, again, are also some more demographic questions. There's a question about whether or not you are the person leading or co-leading dinosaur school lessons, and this can be in person or virtually during the current school year, and I am. So then you can see there's a few more questions that pop up. So you'll just want to go through and answer these questions as I am doing here. And so I'm just going to finish this. I'm filling this out rather quickly, but you'll just want to take as much time as you need, obviously, to read and understand what the question is asking and carefully select which answer applies here. So, all right, and it looks like I've filled out all the required fields, so you can see it says thank you. Please remember to click Save Record, which is this button right here in the right-hand palette. I'm going to click that. Now we see this record saved box, so that means, okay, yes, you have successfully submitted your form, which is fantastic. I'm going to click Continue, and that's just going to show me what I already filled out. And so I have two choices. Maybe there's another teacher who's also been trained and coached in dinosaur school, and they also need to fill out a pretest. They can go ahead and click this button, and that'll take you to a brand new blank form that he, she, or they can fill out. Otherwise, you can go back to the Apricot homepage when you click My Apricot at the top, and it'll take us back here to these links. So I mentioned before, these boxes down below will populate when we've successfully submitted a form. I just submitted a teacher pretest. So what I'm going to do, I don't see it here, but I should. So I'm going to click to refresh the data, and what do you know? There is my completed teacher pretest. So now we're going to follow the same steps, but this time we're going to complete a student pretest. So similar information at the top just briefly explains confidentiality, how this information will be used, and again, there's a link to our classroom data use and privacy policy statement here if you click on the green text. So I'm going to go through, again, I'm going to kind of quickly fill this out, but just take your time so that you're carefully understanding what we're asking with each of the questions. For the student pretest, it follows a similar format to the teacher pretest, where it starts with a series of demographic questions. I'm going to answer those. And as you can see, we're asking questions about if the student is doing virtual, in-person, or hybrid learning, and depending on how the student is doing their learning, broadly speaking, and then how they're also currently receiving Dinosaur School, that will influence what different questions pop up for you to fill out. So, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. Perhaps you're virtual. We want to know a little bit more about what virtual Dinosaur School looks like. And so different things will adjust. So I have this set of questions now as a virtual dinosaur school. As I'm filling out a pretest for a student who is a virtual learner and they're doing virtual dinosaur school, and it is being delivered virtually, so the student can engage virtually with both me and the puppets. So then I'm going to scroll down and answer these questions about the child and where he, she, or they are at currently with these different dinosaur school skills. I want to acknowledge that it's normal for there to be variability here, you know, depending how old the child is, depending on different aspects of the child's temperament, etc. So there are no right or wrong answers here. Just think critically about what you do see with regards to these different skills and the different questions that we ask, and you can go ahead and answer those. Again, I'm going through this somewhat quickly for the purposes of showing you what this looks like, but please take your time and make sure you understand what we are asking. So once that is done, we see a similar thank you button, so we need to click Save Record in the right-hand palette here. So I'm going to click that. I get the record saved, which is great. That means I successfully submitted a pretest for this student, and now I can either enter another pretest for a student by clicking this button with the plus sign in the right-hand palette, and that'll take me to a new form where I can keep going for other students in my class, or I can go to my Apricot and I can sign out, come back, finish pretest at another time, or I might want to check, hey, did the system indeed save my pretest? And it should have, because I got that record save box. So what I'm going to do is click to refresh the data, and voila, you see the saved student pretest. So that is what it looks like when you log into Apricot and follow the links here to complete this teacher and student pretests. Again, if you at any time have any questions or are confused by the virtual versus in-person learning, please just reach out to me. Again, my name is Erin Albrecht. My email is right here. And then we also have Kate Sanchez, the IY program manager. Her email is right here. I do want to note that this year I understand we have a lot of different learning formats. We have some students learning virtually, some students learning in person, some may be learning with a hybrid model. We have made adjustments to the system for that, so please just carefully read the questions we ask about what type of learning and teaching you're doing, and then the questions will adjust based on your current teaching and learning context. And again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to let me or Kate Sanchez know. So with that, that is the end of this tutorial. I hope it is helpful for you, and I look forward to receiving your pretest. Good luck, and thank you so much.